Jason, your book, Getting Groomed, the ultimate wedding planner for gay grooms. Now, there are a ton of wedding planning books out there, planning that big day. Why did you think it was important to write one specifically for gay grooms?
Well, I went through it myself when I first got engaged. As an event planner, I said to my fiance, now my husband, we're not going to work with an event planner since that's what I do. And I said, I just want to get one of those handy books that they make with checklists and calendars to make sure I don't miss anything. And in my search for them, I realized that all of them at the time were for brides. And my husband literally looked at me and said, why don't you write the book for gay grooms?
Now, your book is for gay grooms, but what
Correct.
about lesbians?
When I first had the idea and I got an agent and we were discussing the format, we contemplated whether it should be for all gay couples or what we ended up at was deciding that it made more sense to do it specifically for gay grooms. I knew as a groom that I didn't have all the same questions that a lesbian might have and all the same searches, and I felt, you know, we've come this far, we deserve our own book.
Absolutely.
And as I spoke with my agent, we said, let's do a follow-up that will be just for women that I'll probably co-author with a female.
Now, your book is written in a very fun tone. I told you I could see your personality throughout, and, you know, I was laughing and smiling.
Thank you.
But you don't get political at all. Why did you make that choice?
Well, I thought it was important for a variety of reasons. One, it opens it up to readers of certain different political viewpoints. I mean, there's obviously ones on a certain end of the spectrum that probably will never even look at a book like this. But the other thing is, I mean, when the book is coming out at the end of the summer, and when that happens, it will be almost 2 years from the inception of the idea. It takes a long time to write a book, get it edited, then have it designed, printed, and ready for sale. And what's been so exciting is in these 2 years, so much has already changed since the beginning. You know, I mean, it came off the heels of same-sex marriage becoming legal in New York, and since then so many other states have followed suit. And, you know, the big hope is that one day it's not just a state decision and it's recognized throughout the entire country.
So what kind of opposition have you come up against in your own personal life and professionally speaking?
You know, the amazing thing of the world of social media is how, you know, what a big network you're then exposed to. And the amount of people that had somehow seen it and were expressing their opposition as to how marriage should just be between a man and a woman and no book like this should exist. But you know what? I just really don't care what those people have to say, because that's not who the book is for. The book is for all of us who want to get married and deserve to get married just like everybody else.
And what is your message for those people, those groups that think that same-sex marriage shouldn't be allowed? If you could say one thing to them, what would that be?
If they could spend all of the time and energy that they're currently doing fighting this into something that would do good for the world, think about what a better place we'd all live in.
Absolutely. And we were talking about your wedding earlier. It sounded very fun. I wish I knew then so I could have come. But you wore two hats. You were the groom and you were the wedding planner. What was the biggest challenge of kind of balancing those two?
There will always be bumps, you know, in the road on that day. I mean, and sometimes it's really wonderful what that creates, sort of happy accidents that come with spontaneity of things that, you know, maybe you get off schedule or someone didn't show up or whatever it might cause. But in the end of the day, those things don't really matter if the reason you're getting married is very pure.
And you are breaking ground with this book. This is the first one of its kind made.
Yes.
So what's next for you?
Well, I do want to do a follow-up book that is for the ladies.
For the ladies?
Yeah. And then I'd like to do a third book that is for heterosexual couples who would like a wedding planning book with my offbeat sense of humor.
Oh, I would hire you in a heartbeat. How do you
Thank you.
think that process is going to be different, like writing a book for lesbians as opposed to gay men?
Well, you know, I would like to work with someone who is really in that community. You know, part of Getting Groomed is a sense of humor that really connects to the community, because I'm very, very familiar with that. And I would like to make sure that I don't do anything that's offensive. What I might think is funny might really be a big no-no. So I would like to reference it and make sure that someone else is there and making sure this is, and that these are the kind of questions that they're asking.
Absolutely. And finally, I have to ask, if you have to give one piece of advice for bride, grooms, anyone out there, what would it be?
It goes by so quickly. So be present and enjoy it, because it only happens once.
Perfect advice. Thanks, Jason. So enjoy it, be prepared, and just enjoy the moment and have fun, right?
Absolutely.
I'm Sally Turner for IB Times TV.